Verizon Orbic Speed 5G UW promises pocket-sized carrier-grade 5G with Wi-Fi 6, up to 30 devices, IP52 durability, and an all-day 12-hour battery for just $129.99. Either we've reached affordable mobile 5G freedom or we're in for another round of expensive confusion. On paper, it sounds criminally generous. 5G ultra-wideband, Wi-Fi 6 stability, removable 4400 mAh battery, and a color touchscreen in a 281G body. But here's the thing, specs don't tell you how it behaves in the real world. I tested the Orbic Speed 5G UW across Verizon C-band, occasional ultra-wideband zones, and LTE fallback, and even tried a second carrier SIM to see how truly unlocked it is. I've put the direct link to check current pricing in the description, but before you click anything, let me show you what I discovered after 2 weeks of testing, what it claims to do. This little hotspot aims to be your travel router, remote work safety net, and family Wi-Fi in a pinch. The marketing promises are simple: blazing fast Wi-Fi 6 with superior range and efficiency. Connect up to 30 devices reliably. All-day battery life up to 12 hours. Unlocked hardware with Verizon 5G ultra-wideband support, secure WPA3. Sounds promising, right? Pretty bold claims for $129.99 and a 3.4-star Amazon rating. But here's where things get interesting. Reality check. They claim blazing fast 5G. What you actually get is highly location-dependent performance. In my C-band coverage area, I saw 180-420 Mbps down and 20-45 Mbps up with 30-60 ms latency. When I wandered into a genuine ultra-wideband zone, it spiked into the 600s, but that window was small and inconsistent. Outside those zones, it fell back to LTE at 20-80 Mbps. Reality check. The radio stack is tuned for Verizon's bands, so results hinge on tower density and spectrum. That's normal, but if you're expecting gigabit anywhere, not happening. They claim unlocked. What you actually get is unlocked with an asterisk. The hardware's band support favors Verizon. With a non-Verizon SIM, I had to manually set the APN, and while data worked, 5G access was hit or miss depending on the carrier's bands. On one carrier, I was stuck on LTE for most of the day. On another, I got occasional 5G, but speeds resembled mid-tier LTE. The plot twist: it's technically unlocked, but the band map means it makes much more sense on Verizon. That's not switching, that's expensive confusion if you intend to hop carriers regularly. They claim connect up to 30 devices. What you actually get is 8-12 devices comfortably, maybe 15 if they're not hammering the link. Here's where it gets mathematically impossible. If 30 devices each use a modest 5 Mbps stream, that's 150 Mbps constant throughput before overhead. Add Wi-Fi airtime, protocol overhead, and hotspot CPU load, and the thing starts sweating. In my test, throughput per device dropped sharply after device 12 and latency spiked. It's fine for a family or small work group. 30 is brochure fantasy. They claim 12 hours of all-day battery. What you actually get varies wildly. With light browsing on LTE and the screen mostly off, I hit about 8-9 hours. On C-band 5G doing video calls and uploads, I got 4-6 hours. Under sustained hotspot workloads, it warmed up and the battery dropped faster. Here's why. A 4400 mAh pack at roughly 3.85 V is about 17 Wh. Sustained 5G plus Wi-Fi 6 can draw 4-6 W. At 5 W, you're looking at a theoretical 3-4 hours under heavy load, so 12 hours only makes sense for idle or very light usage. They claim a durable, portable design. What you actually get is a compact, 281G brick with an IP52 rating and a small 2.4-inch touchscreen that's easy to operate. The UI is straightforward and the removable battery is a win for field swaps. But wait, there's more. No Ethernet port, no external antenna ports, and the chassis can get toasty during 5G sessions. Several user reviews echo this, mentioning heat and occasional reboots under strain. I didn't experience reboots, but I did see thermal-induced speed dips over time. Security and Wi-Fi 6, solid. It supports WPA3, band steering, and guest SSIDs, but the default SSID and passkey are printed on the label, so change them day one. Detailed breakdown. Speeds in Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi 6 2x2 MIMO feels stable up to room-to-room distances. At 15 feet line of sight, I pulled 400 plus Mbps from a 5G C-band link. At 30 feet and a wall, it dropped to -250 Mbps. That's respectable for a small hotspot. Compared to pricier rivals like Inseego's MiFi X Pro or Netgear Nighthawk M6, peak throughput is lower and sustained performance under heat is less consistent. Here's what nobody tells you. Those pricier models also add Ethernet and external antenna ports that can turn shaky coverage into usable coverage. The Orbic doesn't. Battery life. Light use email and browsing on LTE, 8-9 hours in my logs. Mixed use on 5G C-band, 4-6 hours. Hotspotting to 10 plus devices with streaming, 3-4.5 hours, what the marketing doesn't mention. At 5G power draw, 12 hours is a best case label spec, not a realistic daily outcome. Build and thermals. IP52 means dust protected and dripping water resistant, not dunkable. Treat it like a phone in a drizzle, not a GoPro. The device gets warm under 5G load, speeds may taper after long sessions. Several Amazon reviewers mention heat, that aligns with my observations. Software and unlock. The 2.4-inch touchscreen is simple and the web UI exposes essentials. APN, bands limited, SSID, guest network, and basic firewall. NAT type is typically strict for gaming, so temper your expectations there. Unlock status is real, but band support clearly favors Verizon. On other carriers, expect LTE or limited 5G depending on spectrum compatibility. Red flags and review analysis. Amazon rating sits around 3.4 stars. Common complaints: overheating, inconsistent speeds outside strong Verizon coverage, and battery life not matching the 12-hour headline. Praises: easy setup, compact size, and decent Wi-Fi stability. Verdict: buy with caution. If you live in solid Verizon C-band or ultra-wideband coverage and want a compact, affordable hotspot with Wi-Fi 6, a removable battery, and simple controls, the Orbic Speed 5G UW delivers fair value at $129.99. Pros: price, portability, WPA3 security, and surprisingly stable Wi-Fi at short range. Cons: no Ethernet or external antenna ports, variable 5G performance, heat under load, and real-world battery life closer to 4-8 hours. Skip this unless you are primarily on Verizon and need a backup or travel hotspot. If you need a reliable home backup or RV setup, save your money for a Nighthawk M6 or Inseego MiFi X Pro with Ethernet and better thermals. Let's be real, you're paying less and getting less, and that's okay if expectations are set. Thanks for watching. If this review saved you from wasting money or helped you find something actually worth buying, I've put the link to check current pricing and read more reviews in the description. And hey, if you do decide to buy through my link, it helps fund these investigations without costing you extra. Got questions or a different experience with the Orbic Speed 5G UW? Drop it in the comments. Next up, I'm testing the best sub-150 mobile hotspots head-to-head. Stay savage out there.